Well, I think more emphasis. Now I have to. It's a dual edged thing. More emphasis has to be paid on telling these people about the business side of school, the business side of whatever course they are studying. I mean, it's easy to tell someone. I focus most of my studies on plants. It's easy to tell someone that okay, plants have chlorophyll, right, which is the green pigment in plants. But then a real application should be in asking what can I use this chlorophyll to do in my environment that will solve a problem, right? For someone like me, I'm very, very much interested in poisons. I don't know why. Right from when I was in year two, I was always interested in poison, things that will kill people. So, to a wandering mind, you may be asking, why is it that of all things you should be thinking about things that will benefit people, thinking about things that will kill people? But then I started seeing applications in the military.
So, what is your take on this trendy mantra of school na scam by the young generation in Nigeria?
Okay, the thing is before we start talking about school and scam or what I think about it, I think you should. What do you think? What do you think?
What do I think about school na scam
Yes.
by this trending generation? I don't know what English to use exactly,
Okay.
but I think if I use Port Harcourt slangs in
No,
this
no, no,
thing,
no. I mean, we are having a conversation. So,
okay. I think this narrative has been pushed by 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 people, by Johnson. How will I put it? Guy, I define the term. I just define the right term. I think by people that don't know the importance of what school brings or what school does to the society.
school and scam.
That is mostly it.
For
Lazy.
Well, you use the word school and scam.
okay,
Learning is not a scam.
school and scam, but learning is not a scam.
Yes, because most people go to school for the sake of being in school, participating. It's only few actually learning. The reason why you have people who just come to school for networking, meeting people, but you don't see them entering classes, you don't see them picking up one or two things. Their own way of passing is either by sorting or by helping someone to fix up their sheets for them. You understand? But I think in actual sense, the act of being in school is what people misunderstand. Accredited school understand. The act of actually being in school, the educational system is where the scam is. But learning on its own is not a scam. So what students do not, most people do not understand is most people come to school to participate. Not all of them come to learn. I don't know if you get what we're.
Okay, I would beg to differ a bit. Even no matter how messy the educational system is, I think it will be flawed for someone to say it's a scam. The idea of a scam comes from the fact that somebody is having an expectation.
Okay.
It's more like what you ordered versus what you got, right? What you ordered is the expectation you were having, and then you came to a place and you felt like your expectations were not met. But then I think it's also coming from the fact that a lot of people are going to school for the wrong reasons.
Exactly.
I mean, many people are going to school to get a job. Yes, many in the 1980s, it would have. I mean, a lot of it would have been very, very valid to say you are going to school to get a job. But now we have more supply of graduates than we have the demand for it. So people should understand that in this particular era, you are going to school not because you are going to get a job. You are going to school to learn certain things that will help you make a better society for yourself and for the people around you. So it's not necessarily a job. But also, if you are very good at what you do in school, I think you can create a business out of what you've learned in school. And I was telling somebody too that the major difference between a developed country and a developing country is that in a developed country there are a lot of jobs, but a developing country has a lot of problems that could be solved to create jobs. So it would be wrong for someone in a developing country to say, I'm going to school to get a job. The jobs are not there. It's your duty to create them. So that's why I think a lot of people are just underwhelmed by the fact that, okay, I went to school because I wanted to get a job, and then I'm done and I'm not getting the job.
So how
So
do you think they should be convinced that they are not coming to school because of the purpose of getting a job? How should they be convinced?
how should they be convinced?
Yes, that there's more to coming to school than actually getting a job as the end product.
Well, I think more emphasis. Now I have to it's a dual edged thing. More emphasis has to be paid on telling these people about the business side of school, the business side of whatever course they are studying. I mean, it's easy to tell someone. I focus most of my studies on plants. It's easy to tell someone that, okay, plants have chlorophyll, right, which is the green pigment in plants. But then a real application should be in asking what can I use this chlorophyll to do in my environment that will solve a problem, right? For someone like me, I'm very, very much interested in poisons. I don't know why. Right from when I was in year two, I was always interested in poison, things that will kill people. So to a wandering mind, you may be asking, why is it that of all things you should be thinking about things that will benefit people, thinking about things that will kill people? But then I started seeing applications in the military. I could get you a poison that if you take it today, if you take it now, you have 6 hours to live. If you just smell it from a plant, you have 6 hours to live. So how do I make money off of it? So that should be what we should be thinking about when we are in school. This thing that I'm learning, how do I make money with it? Because it's not possible that you come to school and you not learn anything. It's not even possible. It's not possible. So there's also one that can help you, can make you start lose your ability to say no. So anything they ask you, you tell the truth. You don't have that ability to hold or hide the truth.
A plant?
Yes,
What plant is that?
I wouldn't want to mention names, but then it is everywhere. It is so everywhere that whenever I see people take it or people behave in certain ways, I feel like these people have taken some strains of this plant without even knowing it.
Does it involve touch and follow?
It does not involve touch and follow, but I'll give you a clue. Somewhere in South America, like the Brazil and the rest of them, people have used this plant to steal money from other people. I mean, it's mostly used in bad ways. One man, for example, came to his house. When he woke up, he found out that all of his property are gone. No chair, no TV, everything. He was just sleeping in an empty room. He had to run down. When he ran down to the people in charge of the house, like, asking them what happened to his property, they showed him footage. Bro, you and some men came here and packed your property. He started asking, why did you not stop me? I can't remember coming here to pack anything. You saw me. Why did you not stop me? Why will I stop you from packing your own property? So this man was doing something that he was not aware of, but he was doing it. In the days of old, this particular plant has been used to rub tombs, where you can just, instead of me going to rub the tomb by myself, I'll just, lace you with the plant, maybe give you a gun, tell you what to go and do. You go and do it. You bring the proceeds to me. I collect them. If they catch you, they beat you, they kill you. That's your business. Of course, you will remember that I sent you. The same thing that people say, these one chance people in Nigeria here, you meet one
Yeah.
chance people. They tell you, go to your house, collect all the money you have, come and bring it to me. And you do it. You think it's juju. It's not juju, it's a plant. It's a plant. Those people are using it to make money, but in a negative way. But then, how about,
Interesting.
have you ever thought about it that you can arrest a, a high profile criminal and use that plant to get him to say the truth?
Interesting.
So, I mean, we should start thinking about how to monetize, how to commercialize, and how to make a business out of the little things we learn in school. And that's the only way that the graduates of African universities can actually, you know, make other people begin to see that you're going to school not to get a job, but to create a job.
Well, is it not why there's a course like entrepreneurship?
As a course,
Just 300, just 400, one of
okay,
them. I think that's why there's a course like that now to teach the students how to make use of what they're studying. But I don't think they are doing the main thing they're supposed to be doing there.
Like teaching them how to do things neatly.
exactly. I think I find a fault in that.
You are
I-
teaching a computer science student how to make paint.
Exactly, which is wrong. Sorry to say, but I feel like it's wrong. This person came here for a specialty, for a particular discipline. I think the focus should be on how to make a business out of that discipline. So that as soon as you leave, you register with the CAC and you are self-employed and you can grow it to the capacity of employing other people. So for someone who is in computer science, like you said, going to learn how to make paints
Soup.
and so well, I think
But which do you think is better off? After secondary school, going to the university, or immediately after secondary school, you enroll the person in learning plumbing, mechanic, barbing, even trade. Which do you think will serve better in this our current generation? Do you think going to school, university, not school
yes,
now,
yes.
do you think going to the university is all that now?
Going to the university.
Boy, do you think boy,
The Igbo
or
apprenticeship system.
it's not even only about
Okay,
apprenticeships, it's
okay.
just learning something, handwork.
Okay. I think not everybody needs to go to school. It's a hard truth that a lot of people are not willing to swallow. But then not everybody needs to go to school. But then these people, I think people should be taken to where they show natural talents. If you have a thing for hair, you feel like this is what you want to do with your life, then very good, go and do it. But go and learn it from someone who is making a lot of money from it.
Yes, exactly.
That's the only way you can make a lot of money from it by yourself too. So if you feel like, okay, you have a problem that needs higher education to solve, then you also have to get tertiary education to be better qualified to solve that problem, right? So it's not a one-way thing. People who want to learn the handiwork should do that. And then people who want to get tertiary education to solve problems in their immediate environment should do that. But then there should be a problem. I was telling somebody the other day, you should have a problem before you enter school.
Okay.
A problem you want to solve before
That's
you enter
another
school.
point.
And that's why you see people like Mark Zuckerberg, they say he dropped out because he saw the problem and he knew how to solve it. So there was no need spending most of his. Though I think he's a graduate now. Yes, I saw a picture of him where he enrolled back into a business because I saw him wearing a graduation gown.
Then the other one is somebody inaugurate the video.
Mm, honorary.
Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, if you find a problem and you think you know how to solve it, then you go. You focus on the problem, solve it. You may consult people in the tertiary education sector to help you with ideas on how to go about solution. But then, I mean, we have a lot of motivational speakers and motivational doers, and that is why, personally, I'm trying to identify now as a motivational doer because I mean it's easy to say than to do.
Okay, so what do you think about, let's say, okay, in another light, another option is not, I don't think it might be a solution. What do you think about these young ones finishing school, SS3 secondary school, then they use the next 1 year to learn something, a handwork, anything they feel interested in,
Yes.
something that you feel they are good at least natural, before they come into the tertiary institution? How do you think that will go? But although too, I think sometimes if they don't write, I think they write JAM. That's why JAM should, I think the result should cover maybe 2 to 3 years, so that if if you finish school immediately,
Okay.
you write your JAM and the score is okay, you can use it for the next 2 to 3 years. So that within that 2 to 3 years, in 1 year, within that 1 to 3 years, let's say 1 to 3 years, you would have learned something before you enter school. Because I think why we write JAM immediately is because your brain is fresher then
Okay.
to write JAM. I think that's what we do. So I'm saying, instead of that, maybe you finish SS3, you write your JAM, then the result is usable for 1, 2, 3 years.
Okay.
But within that 1, 2, 3 years, you are learning something 1 year before you make it into school. What do you think about that? Won't it?
It's a good one. Personally I think jam should be a lifetime thing. If you've passed it, you've passed it. Just like WAEC. But but then you will not make money that way. You know, you will not make money that way. Well,
Like printing.
also also saying the truth is that I think there is, I've started looking at and seeing a restructure of the Nigerian basic education curriculum where they are trying to incorporate a lot of crafts into the curriculum, where you do carpentry, bricklaying as subjects in school, and you have to pass them as basic education. So they are actually putting in the effort. I think that is a good way to do that. But I also think that if you finish from basic education, like your secondary school, and you spend 3 years, 4 years learning and practicing a craft, you may not really be interested in pursuing
Okay.
tertiary education
And I'm
further.
black people.
I'm not mentioning any names though, but then that's what I feel. You know? So learning it on the go as you are doing your basic education is, I think, is an appropriate way. And then when you come out, you decide whether to go further with that craft or to go for tertiary education to solve any other problem you have in mind.
Okay. So why do you think Nigerian graduates finish school and find it hard to get a job in
Why?
this century?
Why they find it difficult to get a job? Okay, now let me tell you this is from personal experience. I've had somebody who me. I was trying to help the person do something, look at work, right? So I was looking at this and I told the person, okay, take this other laptop, do this thing. And the person started shaking. This person does not know, is not comfortable using a laptop. I mean, this is the 21st century. This is the AI era. Before we used to say this is the jet age, but this is the AI age. And you don't know a laptop is like a portal to being alive right now. If you must embrace the AI age, and this person is shaking. This is supposed to be a graduate.
They graduate. Even the ones that wrote post-UME, I had the opportunity to supervise post-UME. Most of them don't know what a space bar is
Oh,
on a
jeez.
keyboard. There are many,
So,
even caps lock, and they came to write post-jam. Problem. Starting from there.
why then do you think such a person deserves to get a job? What skills? See, a lot of people have been this same school and scam issue. A lot of people have been so deceived into thinking that when you ask a typical Nigerian, what skill do you have? Go to the street, ask any Nigerian girl, what skill do you have? She will tell you she's a hairdresser, or she's a tailor, or she's a nail tech, lash tech, all those people. A lot of things. Ask them. These are people in the universities. But ask them what skills do they have? These people fail to understand that even public speaking is a skill, and you pick that in school. And that is why I get really pissed when students say this thing I'm going to do my defense. You're not doing a defense, it's a seminar. What you are doing is called salesmanship. You are practicing how to be a salesperson. And for you to be a very good salesperson, it's not the GNLD type of, it's not bring two people. Good salesmen are people like Elon Musk, the richest man in the world.
Yes.
See people like Mark Zuckerberg, some of the richest people in the world. They have the ability to stand in front of people and sell an idea to those people. And that is one skill you pick from school. Learn how to sell something. It's either, because for you to make money in life, you need to sell something. It's either you are selling yourself, or you're selling an idea, or you're selling a product. And if you keep thinking that you are going to meet one person and sell something, meet another person and sell something, you may not get rich. So that ability to gather people together and talk to them and convince them that this thing that you're talking about makes enough sense for them to bring out money from their pocket and give to you. That is one skill you are picking. That's why I find it difficult when people say, why I'm going to do my defense. What is a defense? You are not defending anything. You are presenting something. You are learning how to be a salesperson, selling an idea, selling a product, or selling yourself. So that skill. You see people with stage fright. You get a graduate, you don't know how to use a laptop. You don't know how to talk to people. You have stage fright. Okay, content creation, social media made it even easy. You are now in your room, you should be talking to somebody.
Yes.
But even when you put on the camera, your brain freezes. These are skills you pick from school. So when you fail to even get these basic skill sets, how then do you want to get a job? I don't even want to focus on, because I believe that in any course or in any discipline in the university, there's a skill to be learned there.
Yes.
I studied plants. But I know a lot of things that I could do with plants. Currently, I'm trying to. There are a lot of things I wouldn't want to talk about here because it's been documented, and I'm trying to see the possibility of filing for patent rights over some things. So I can't talk about them here. But then there are things that could be done with plants. So, but when you go to the street and ask the person in the street, what do you know about plants? It's agriculture. But then these people don't know that we now have meat that is made from plants. Meat. We now have milk that is made from plants.
Interesting.
So it is not really. My best friend when I was in secondary school was a vegetarian. He said he wanted to go from being vegetarian to being a fruitarian. Do you get it? So this guy doesn't eat anything that's from animals. He doesn't eat eggs, he doesn't eat crayfish, he doesn't eat outside because it's only his mom that can make the type of food that he can eat. And he's not alone. There are a lot of people like that. People who are vegetarians, people who are vegans, who are fruitarians. Imagine giving these people meat but this meat is from plants.
Sorry, this is new to me. Which plant is that?
I mean, there are a lot of plants that you can turn to meat. Let's take, for example,
Aqua meat
yeah, it's like it has a texture
of meat.
and taste of meat, but it's not from animals. You get it? Let me give you a practical example. You know Tesla. Tesla is the electric car company
Yes.
owned by majority owned by Elon Musk. Because it's an electric car company, the primary selling point is that they are trying to protect the environment, right? And because they are trying to protect the environment, you can't be trying to protect the environment and you are killing animals to make leather for your car seats. So what do they do? They use exactly.
Killing the environment by doing that.
No, you are not, because these plants are they are not trees. They are not trees. They are not trees. They can be waste product from plants. Use it for leather. There are shoes currently that people wear that are made from plant-based leather.
Yes.
So myself and my small startup, we are trying to look at how possibly we can bring this thing to Nigeria. Not just bringing it to Nigeria, but bringing the Nigerian version of it, which should be cheaper. You get? So when we talk about plants, to the layman, we're talking about agriculture. But then we should be talking about biotechnology in this area now. So the youth, the people, the graduates should learn that if people are not paying you for your certificate, it's just A4 paper. Yes, your certificate is A4 paper. They just printed it, gave it to you. Evidence that, okay, you passed through this institution. But it does not, it's supposed to mean that you have learned the skills that you should have learned from this discipline. But what we see in reality is that that's not true. So that's why the graduates don't get jobs, even when they graduate. But then there are also the people who are good, who picked up the skill sets, and some of them may not have jobs, but they created their jobs. So
So, what skill do you think students should pick from the university before graduating?
okay, now without paying attention to any particular course, right? I feel students should, these are skill sets that cut across all disciplines, whether it is animal science, whether it is entrepreneurship or economics, whether it is finance and banking, whatever discipline you are studying or you're taking in school, you have this skill set at the basic ones. One is logical and critical thinking.
Logic and philosophy.
You need to learn how to, okay, form relationships and associations. Okay, this thing looks like this, so it must be this, right? The ability to judge things critically. There are a lot of people that a fool is someone who doesn't think critically and who lacks the ability to judge logically. So most people who go through school should have the ability to think critically. Then they should have the ability to use a laptop, a computer. They should have the ability to use a computer. Then they should have the ability to sell. You see, when I say sell, I mean presentation. They should be able to present something. And one of the things that I tell people, when people say, I have stage fright, I also have stage fright. So people are always like, how do you have stage fright when you meet thousands of people, you speak to thousands of people almost every day? How? The thing is, if it is a crowd, a group of people that I've spoken to before, I'm used to them, so it flows, they are my friends. But if I meet a new crowd, I always have this very bad stage fright. My palms start to sweat, my body begins to shake because I don't know, it seems like there is extra blood pumping through my veins. But how do I overcome that? I talk about it. Instead of thinking, these people maybe they are seeing as my leg is shaking, maybe they are seeing as my hand is shaking. I greet you, hello. See, you know this thing they call stage fright, Abby? Be like, yes. How many of you have it? You be like, you see a lot of hands raised. And then I'll be like, yeah, I have it too. Yeah, I do. Like right now, I'm having it. You know, so it means that any mistake you make, they already know that you're a human being. They don't expect perfection. So don't. That's why you see many rich people use the word fuck. They use the F word a lot because they are not trying to be perfect. So it was when I learned that I got better at talking to people. And it's only when you are relaxed around people that you can be the best of yourself. You get it? So that's why many people call this thing defense, because to them they are trying to defend themselves. But to me, it's not defense. I'm trying to make you buy my idea. So you have to listen to me, you have to calm down. Listen to me. So I said critical thinking, I said the ability to use a laptop or a computer at least. And then I said ability to sell something, which is in presentations, right? So aside that, when you begin to narrow down to the respective disciplines, the type of skills that you're supposed to pick differ. It's for someone in pharmacy, maybe you may have to learn how to synthesize certain drugs, how to make drugs, how to look for drugs. I mean, you can't just graduate from pharmacy and you don't know these basic things, right? For someone in medicine, you are supposed to know how to diagnose, certain ailments and symptoms, and from their symptoms and all of that, and render treatment. These are skill sets. You can't tell me it's not a skill. You ask a medical student and she's telling you, what you ask a medical student, what skill do you have? She's saying, I'm learning hairdressing. Are you mad? The ability to diagnose is already a skill. I don't have it. The man on the street does not have it. The person sweeping the road does not have it. You are spending how many years in school, and when they ask you of a skill set you have, you're talking about hairdressing. I'm not saying you shouldn't be a hairdresser if you want to. But then we have to do what we have to do. We have to understand that most of the high-paying skill sets are taught in school. They may not even be taught openly like that. But then when you look at the people, and I mean, every course has a skill set that should be picked. But the basic ones are the ability to think critically and logically, the ability to use a computer. Many people actually know how to use a computer, but they are afraid of having a computer like a PC. Your phone is already a computer. But sorry, they buy iPhones for just picture.
Lifestyle.
Exactly. And one other thing, the ability to speak to a camera. The ability to speak to a camera. I was speaking with someone the other day and I said, the person we call the best player or the best paid person, let's use Ronaldo and Messi for example. Everybody knows them. They are one of the best paid footballers, but they are not the best footballers. The best footballers are in the streets. There are people in Choba that play better than Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, but because they are not known, that's why they are not the best paid. So the person we call the best is not actually the best, but is the best known. So if you make yourself the best known, you'll be the best paid. Do you get it? So no matter how good a thing you do, if you don't document it, if you are not known for that particular thing, you won't be best paid for it. So these are the things, and that's why currently I'm even encouraging students to go into content creation. Not because they want to get views from Facebook, but because they want to be known. And when you are known, even if you are selling akara, you make a lot of money from selling akara. It's that easy. So that's what I think.
Okay. So what advice would you give to this generation? That's the young ones hoping to come into school.
To come into school.
Yes, to come into school. Do you think they should put a course for the passion, studying it for the passion, or pick a course where they feel that they have more chances of getting a job, all those professional courses? What do you think?
First things first, there are no jobs. Sorry, it sounds funny, but then one advice. This is not just for people trying to get into school.
Okay.
This
People in
is a
school.
general advice I give everybody. And whenever I say, people always be like, why now, how now? The current one, as how now.
That's how
Exactly. So one advice that I give is, when you wake up in the morning, kneel down and pray to God to give you a problem. It's funny. A lot of Nigerians kneel down and pray to God to take away their problem.
okay.
But we should learn to kneel down to ask God to show us our own unique problem. Because it was when Mark Zuckerberg discovered the problem he is to solve with his life, he left school. And today he is solving that problem and is making a lot of money from it. So a lot of Nigerians run away from developing countries. A lot of Africans. But then the people from developed countries are coming to the developing countries because they understand that where the problem is where the money is. You get it? Where the problem is where the money is. But the people staying where the problem is are running away from the problem. So before you get to school, you should ask yourself, what is that problem that I want to solve? What's that problem? Even when you were in school, some people, they just get admission even in courses that they did not apply to. But then, if you find yourself in such a situation, you should be asking, what problem can I solve with this? But if you've asked and you don't see any problem that you can solve aside the hunger of yourself, that's when you are hungry, just I shall not die. Then don't go to school. You don't go. I mean, it's the same thing as learning trade, just be selling yam. No, I'm not saying in a bad way. I mean, there's a lot of money in selling yam. Yam is an Igbo. Yam is well respected in Igbo land, so I'm saying it out of respect. You can just stay back. You use that money you would have used for school fees. Just use it to learn how to sell yam, make money, become odogu, make a lot of money. So first things first, wake up in the morning, ask God for your own unique problem. Mark Zuckerberg found his problem and is on a lot of money. Elon Musk found his problem and is on a lot of money. He's trying to put man on Mars. And that's a problem. And he got the idea, and not just putting man on Mars, but making it cheaper. Making it cheaper. He wants to make it the cheapest possible. And that is an idea that a lot of people are committing money to. That's why he's the richest man.
Do you think that would be possible?
Yes.
Man on Mars, living on Mars.
Very, very possible. Very possible. I have looked at. It's just that we may not be plenty, but then if we get there, God said, go to the world and multiply. Now, he didn't say go to the earth.
He said go to this world, not Mars.
No, he didn't say go to the earth.
But what I'm saying is, the Mars now that Elon Musk is trying to put us on, I've not read many things about it.
Yeah.
Are plants surviving there already, or they are in greenhouses?
I mean, anything can grow in a greenhouse, but I don't think I've not really been following him like that. But then I don't know if there are plants.
No much life form there.
Yes, there is no
He's
much.
trying to make it habitable.
It can be made habitable.
You know how when we had this issue of acid rain, where they tell you there's a kind of mask where don't come out when it's raining. He's trying to build something that spaceships that will be able to go to Mars without getting bombed, that can sustain the atmospheric pressure of that area.
I think he wants to kill us. He wants to reduce the world's population
Now, people
by
you want to
half
go to Mars,
because
people
because
like you and I, they don't have, we are in Nigeria.
we're in Nigeria. Yes, we're in Nigeria because I don't know.
So please, as Nigerian youths, we should be thinking what product, what new idea that we can bring up.
But
I mean,
we hunger allow you, we TikTok allow you, we gigi allow you to think. That's another thing. Social media.
You solve for me, allow you to think.
so for me,
You solve for me, allow you to think. You can do me a favor, allow you to
Can
focus.
you
oh
allow
jeez.
you to focus? There are many things.
The thing is, somebody said if you lock yourself for 6 months, just disappear for 6 months. I mean, anything can happen. So if you are married,
And you
just
lock
abandon.
yourself for 6 months and you declare missing person and drop a
Please, I need to get back to this.
So, there was a
Um,
time I wanted to be on my own. So I switched off my phone for a week.
uh,
And when I on my phone,
yeah,
after 5 days,
yeah.
I was told that my father went to the police station to declare a missing person.
But when we say lock yourself for 6 months, you should tell them that you don't want to be disturbed for 6 months.
And you feel that you think it's normal.
If you give them a valid reason, of course.
They say for picking where I born, you're telling me what to do.
So you see, this coin has crashed. This coin is now back to
How many $1,000?
see where it went to. It got to 26,000.